Everybody, welcome to this episode of the Little Smiles Big Impact podcast. I'm Steve Grandizio, along with co-host Jaden Kavetsky. What's up, Jaden?
How you doing? I'm doing good. Life's going. We got a special guest today. Can't wait to hear her story and get to know her. And we're excited. We're gonna see her smiles. That's all that matters.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's bring her in. So, bringing in Emma Rufo. Hey, Emma.
Hi, Emma. How are you doing?
Good.
That's good. So, talk to us. Where are you from, and what's your backstory?
So I'm 12 years old and I'm from Royersford, PA.
Okay.
Royersford, PA is Montgomery County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
real
not
close
too
to me.
far from Newton. Yeah,
I'm
15.
in Norristown. Or West Norton, Eagleville, something like that. It comes up 3 different addresses every time, so I really
That's a
don't
PA
know.
thing. That's a PA thing.
Sure is.
Yeah. A little bit of my backstory is about when I was 10, Labor Day weekend. Um, I slept on the couch and I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling sick. And when I woke up, um, I my joints were hurting a lot and I couldn't really walk. It was very painful. And about a few days later, I couldn't walk at all. So we went to the hospital and we got admitted, and the doctors were telling us that it was this pain syndrome called AMPS. And my parents,
Amps, Emma, amps.
yes, AMPS. My parents really never believed this. They thought that it was something else because AMPS is a diagnosis of exclusion and there's all your tests should be negative, but I had a very high inflammatory rate and a lot of stuff.
I'm sorry.
So they were telling us that I needed to go to this program called the AMPS program in Philly near in the CHOP hospital. So we had to wait a whole month to get there. When I was there,
Wait,
nothing.
wow. What was that month like? Like that's were you still experiencing all the same symptoms?
Yes, I was experiencing pain, all of that.
Oh my gosh. And that's right at the beginning of school. So like is that fourth grade, 10?
I think it was fourth grade.
Fourth grade. And we're just for context, what grade are you in now?
I'm in seventh grade now. Maybe it was fifth grade.
Are you close
Okay.
to high school?
Yeah. Um,
So keep
I
going.
went to
Sorry.
this program, and this program was an awful thing. They would tell me that I couldn't talk about the pain and that it was a bad thing to talk about pain. And after I had a regular colonoscopy scheduled before this, so I went into that procedure, and when I woke up, I could not feel my legs at all, and I couldn't swallow, so they had to place a feeding tube, and they were telling me that they wouldn't accept me back in this program and that I was faking it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So a colonoscopy for a 10-year-old, is that just standard procedure for amps for somebody who
So
does
I
that?
had stomach problems before this. It was like scheduled way before any of it had happened.
Oh, okay.
I don't see how you
So
can fake something like that.
I don't really know what they were thinking, but after that, my mom was like, she couldn't be there anymore, knew I wasn't faking this. So we went to Nemours Hospital in Delaware, and when we were there, we were told it was functional neurological disorder, which is also like it's called conversion disorder because they're saying that stuff in your like trauma turns into physical things, which we really didn't like that either. We thought it was not a good diagnosis either. But we went along and we did what they said. We went to another program in New Jersey. And in New Jersey, they told me I could not be with my parents and that it would not be like the treatment would work if I was with my parents there. When I was there, I got this unknown rash on my face. Later, we learned it was like just an infection on my face, but I was told that I was doing that to myself, like I was self-inflicting it, but I was not doing that. So after this program, nothing really helped, and when we were at Nemours, they weren't really helping us. So my mom did lots of research and she found this girl, her name is Maddie, and she was like, oh my God, she's exactly like Emma. So
How did she find her? How did you find her?
she was on Facebook and she just found a video of her. Her name is
Wow.
Maddie DeGray. She So my mom talked to her mom, and she was telling her that her daughter went through the same thing, that they said it was her, she was faking it. Maddie had it a lot worse than me though, because she had not figured out what her diagnosis was until 7 years, and she had numbness from her neck down, so she was not very good. And they told us to go to this doctor in New York, and he would do the proper tests to see if I had this disease, autoimmune disease called CIDP, chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. And it's basically all my symptoms. We went there in one day. He did all the tests on me. He did a nerve, an EMG, which is a nerve conduction study. He did a biopsy of the skin to count the nerves, and we did an MRI and blood work. So while we were there, we found out that the EMG was abnormal, which would be telling us that I had this CIDP. Then my mom, when we had got home from New York, my mom went on a meeting with the doctors from Nemours, and she told them that we got these tests. And they said, well, an EMG could be anything. We don't think that she has this, and we think that she's still faking it.
Wow.
So
this is the second hospital that thought you were faking it.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for all the traveling and all that. Like, just to get an answer like that, that's ridiculous.
And what like time frame? So Labor Day, it started, and when
Yes.
are we now in the story?
In the story, we are April of this year. So
Oh gosh. Okay.
I think we were like 2 years in, and my mom wouldn't take this answer anymore because we were doing all the treatment for it. Nothing was working. So we tried their treatment that was supposed to make me walk again, but it was just physical therapy and occupational therapy and counseling. It wasn't working. The same day when those doctors said that I was faking it, this test came back, the biopsy, where they count how many nerves I have in my skin. So they counted like 5 when it's supposedly supposed to be 13 or something.
Wow.
21 maybe.
My.
So this test is like something they can't mess up. They physically count the nerves, so you can't get it wrong. So once this happened, the doctors were like, okay, I guess this is real. And they said we could start getting me treatment, which is IVIG, intravenous immunoglobulin. I'm not very good at saying that, but
I don't know.
I think you're doing real well with all these words. I can't say them.
So we were scheduled to start it 2 months later, and during those 2 months, the first time during those 2 months, I started more intense physical therapy and occupational therapy to go along with this medicine, so that we could start getting feeling back and that type of stuff. It'll take like a year until I start feeling stuff, but it's very hopeful. The first infusion I got, they tried to get my veins and they couldn't. They just kept blowing. So they were going towards getting a port for me. But they wanted to try something called subcutaneous, which goes in through the fat tissue of your skin. So we tried that, and that was very painful for me. So we eventually went and got surgery for a port.
So you got to pour
Wow.
it through the chest
Yeah,
so that
right
you
here.
get that treatment.
Yeah, I actually have it accessed right now.
Now, do you know, is it because this is so rare that it was tough for them to figure out what it was and thought it was other things? Is that the
So
case?
I mean, it's rare in children. But I feel like the doctors, like the ones at CHOP, were not like they were very. How do you say? They were very like mean about this. Like they didn't believe me and stuff. I'd say Nemours, like in Delaware, has tried a lot harder to help me, but they just didn't conduct the right tests.
Wow.
That's got to be, what does that feel like to know you have a problem? So people should be coddling, maybe the wrong word, but supportive, and when they're the opposite and they're accusing you, how did that feel?
It's very disappointing because, like, I feel like the medical field should be like, they say that doctors look for horses and not unicorns because, like, a horse is a normal disease that's easy to detect, and a unicorn is like rarer stuff.
Clock
But
that T.
I feel like the people who helped us the most were like nurses and med students because they have a way more open mind than most doctors.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's in general, right? As you get older, your mind kind of closes a little bit. When you're
Yeah.
young, you're kind of open to things.
Yeah.
Wow. So you just started this treatment,
Yes.
and where do you have the nerve issues? Mostly in your legs, you said?
So yeah, it's from my belly button down. I can't feel anything.
Anything.
No, nothing. Like when they thought I was faking it, they had like when they did the EMG test, it's supposed to be very painful, but I didn't feel anything.
Wow. And do they are you able to move your legs at all?
So I can't move it. I mean, I feel like since there's still nerves there and stuff, you'll eventually sometimes you'll see like in unintentional movement, but it's not like purposeful. So like you'll see my foot jerk a little bit, but mostly you don't see my legs move.
Jaden, I think your mic cut off. Can't hear you. I think Jaden was probably going to say that he has that as well because he's paralyzed from the chest down, so he
Yeah.
probably has some of the same types of things. But this is something with the proper treatment and therapy could get better where you're walking and almost back to normal. What's the
So
goal? Like where?
it's different for everyone, but it'll take a few years for me to start regaining feeling and stuff. But we're hopeful that I can walk again, but I might need some type of mobility aid, like crutches or a cane. But we're very hopeful that this treatment will work.
You're amazing. You're Jaden. Your mic's still not working. Can't hear you at all. But Emma how many times have we met? 3 times, maybe something
Yeah, I
like
think
that,
so.
at Ronald McDonald House,
Yeah.
Delaware, and just like you exude like this incredible positivity, even though you could tell. And I knew nothing of your story. I met you. I knew your name. We talked. That we had some cool moments with your hats, and we'll talk about that. But I
Yeah.
had no idea what your story was. But going through that for the last couple of years, it's amazing that you have the kind of outlook and the positivity that you have. But
Thank
the brain's powerful, right?
Yeah.
And Jaden can speak to that when we get his mic back on, but he works hard. He's at Shriners every Monday doing therapy, learning how to get his core stronger. When I re-met Jaden 2 summers ago, probably right around, it was probably July of 2023, and he has gained a lot more use of his hands. And that's, they're working on the strength and use of his arms and other things.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. And he has
Shriners
the same
is a
kind of
great
mindset.
hospital.
Say that one more time.
Shriners is a great hospital. We're planning, once I start getting feeling back, to go to a different hospital, and Shriners is one of our top picks because it's a very good rehab hospital.
Jaden is the mayor. So if you need to get in, Jaden will get you in. Jaden, is it working? No, it's not working. We did that by design. We try to cut Jaden's mic off for a little bit each podcast. That way I can get a word in edgewise, because if not, it's all him talking. Just kidding. Totally kidding. So while he's getting that fixed and his nurse is helping out, tell us about your hats. Do you mind if we kind of shift a little bit and talk about, so you spent a lot of time in the hospital, right?
Yes.
Did you miss school during this period of time, or were you able to keep up?
I was not in in-person school, so mostly I did either online or homeschool.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I had a lot of free time during then. So I wanted to learn how to crochet, but it was a little too hard for me. So I started learning how to knit, and doing it with your hands got pretty hard to make a lot of hats. So I got this thing called a loom, which is a lot easier to make hats a lot faster.
What's a loom?
So it's kind of it's like this big circle with a bunch of pegs on it, and you just kind of hook them on, and as you go, it'll let it down, and it's kind of like a crank.
I've seen people with those. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah.
So that's your secret to making your hat so fast.
Yeah, I do know how to hand knit, but it's a lot hard to make a month just hand knitting.
Okay. So when did you start learning how to do that?
I think about this year, earlier this year, I started wanting to learn how to do it just because I was bored in my house during the summertime and stuff. I was making a lot just to sell at school when I was going in person to school. Because I go to an art school. It's a hybrid school, so you do 2 days in person, do all the arts, and all 5 days you do online school.
Oh, okay. And where is that?
It's in Westchester. It's called Center for Performing Arts.
Oh, cool. Okay. And so you start doing the crocheting, right? That's the proper verb.
The knitting.
Knitting. Oh my gosh. The knitting. I'm an idiot. So you started doing the knitting, and why hats? What was the reasoning behind hats? Is there something from your treatments
even though it doesn't snow a lot in PA, it gets really cold. We're in Royersford, Montgomery County. And I felt like a lot of kids at school would get cold because they crank the AC a lot. So I thought I could make a little money off of it.
Wow, you're a little entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And how many did you sell? That's
I
good.
think I sold. So I started doing it during ending of the school year. So I think I sold about like 14, maybe 15 of them, and I would like it would be $10 for each. So that was a good amount of money for me.
Yeah, that's great. And how long does it take you to make each hat? Did you say that?
About 40 minutes.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh.
it can take longer if I'm making a pom pom on the top. Yeah.
And I can imagine too, because the treatment that you've had, has it made you lose your hair, even though it's not chemo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's not chemo. Um, so the losing the hair, with the CIDP, um, the nerves interface like your scalp, so it'll get hair loss and stuff. I lost my eyebrows and my eyelashes at one point, but they're growing back now. With this treatment, like your hair grows in very thick. It does a lot, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the last time I saw you, your hair was really coming in compared
Yeah,
to the previous time. So is that part of it too? Because my experience in hospitals is it gets pretty cold
yeah,
in the hospital. They keep the temperature fairly low,
yeah.
especially in
So
the summer months. Right?
I like wearing bandanas and hats because while my hair is growing back, I like covering it because it's just prettier that way. And so I would make the hats for myself. I would make them for other kids at the school. And when I was in the hospital for appointments or admissions, I would just put one on.
That's great. Well, that's you're your best billboard, right? You put them
Yeah.
on, people are like, "Oh my God, look at her! Look at how great she looks." Well, I
Yeah,
wonder
I
where
would
she
be
got that
telling
hat.
nurses about it.
Do you sell them to the nurses? Do they ever buy them?
No, I did not sell one to a nurse, but I did sell one to one of my teachers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, so we're there, the third Monday of every month at Ronald McDonald House, and we
Yeah,
started, Little
bingo.
Smile started buying some hats.
Yeah, I was
And
very
you put in a big
excited.
order. Yes,
Yeah.
talk about that. Oh, hold on one second. Hold off. I see Jaden almost back and ready. Well, we'll give him another minute. So tell us about tell everybody about that.
About what part?
About Little Smiles when we saw the hats, what we've
Yeah.
been doing and
So
yeah.
I come to Ronald McDonald House usually every week, depending on my schedule for rehab, which
Greater
is
Delaware, Ronald
yeah,
McDonald House, Greater Delaware, right across the street from Nemours, right?
yeah, for physical therapy and occupational therapy. So I did not know about Little Smiles, but I heard there was bingo one night, and I wanted to do bingo. So we came and we played bingo.
Can you hear me?
Welcome
Yes.
back. Yeah.
You can hear
Emma's
me?
telling her. Yeah, we can hear you. You're perfect.
Oh, thank God. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. Emma's in the middle of a story, so
I'm sorry. Keep
We're
going.
playing-
I'm on your star.
So I came there, I played bingo, and at the end of the day, before they were all packing up, they were just asking me about myself, and I actually had this little guy with me. He has a little hat on.
I
And
don't
It's a
remember that.
Rasta hat.
you know, no, I think it was one of the people with you there who had asked me, "Oh, did you make that?" And I was like, "I can't do that small, but I do make my own hats." And they were like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna buy one. Do you have a website?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have a website, but you could maybe ask my mom to order from me." And we had gone home the next day, and my mom got an email from Mr. Steve, and he was like,
Actually, I think the email came from from Ronald McDonald House asking permission
"Yeah,
if
no, I
we
think it
could
was
reach
from
out.
Ronald McDonald House." They were like, "Oh, Little Smiles wants to maybe buy some hats, but we're not allowed to give them the information." So they gave my mom Mr. Steve's number, and Mr. Steve was like, can we buy these hats? And I'm like, of course, I want to give some. And I did not know that they were going to buy everything I had. So I just brought all of them so they could pick which ones that they wanted. But they ended up buying all 19 of them. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And after we had left that night after, they wanted to start putting in monthly orders of 20 hats.
It's awesome. And yeah, and I think the coolest part is to see the smiles on the faces of the kids, because Emma, you get to hand them out to all the other kids at the house
And
the parents.
I think they're happy to be able to pick different colors, because with my hats, I do very soft yarn, not scratchy stuff, because I hate that. And I also make some for the babies. So I have littler hats, I have bigger hats.
For like the NICU and PICU?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that part. And it's funny, I remember having the conversation about the hat, but I didn't remember the little guy, and that was the reason.
Yeah,
I thought if I
there's lots of little babies at Ronald McDonald House, Delaware, because there's a lot of either siblings of the patients there, or babies getting treatments there. So I'll make a few little ones for the chance that there's some there.
And remind me, what's the name of your company? The hat company.
It's called Catnap Hats, and it was because when I started first making hats, one of my cats just wanted to sleep on the yarn all the time, and sometimes we had to throw away the yarn because they wanted to sleep on it instead of making me make a hat. So we named it after a picture of our cats sleeping on them.
That's a great story. So what's the goal with it? Like, is this something that you want to turn into a business?
My goal is to make some money for when I grow up to, like, I don't know, maybe like start my life off, get into college, that type of stuff. I save all of my money that I earn from it.
That's beautiful. Oh man, Jaden, you're back. You're muted again. I'm gonna let you go back into the green room, and I feel so bad for Jaden because he can't use. I mean, you think I think the message with a lot of this is there's always somebody worse, right? Like, and I think you have that mindset. Like, you can tell you're super positive because no matter what the situation, it could always be worse. And you look at a guy like Jaden and you think, man, how does he get dealt a hand like this? And I remember the first time we were at Shriners, we bring pizza. We do what's called a junk food run. And we bring in pizza and snacks and all kinds of stuff. And I'm handing out pizza, and I look over and I see his nurse feeding him a slice of pizza. And he said, "This is the best pizza ever." That was his mindset. Instead of, "Oh my God, this is awful, I'm getting fed pizza by, my nurse," he looked at the positive side. And it's amazing. I feel like kids have that a lot more than adults, and adults need a little dose of what you and Jaden have.
Yeah, I say always look on the bright side, because instead of thinking of all the bad things that are happening, you should think of all the good things.
Jaden has, I'll give you, this is one of Jaden's favorite sayings is depression is a virus. Yeah. It's contagious. So if you're down and depressed and everything, other people can feel that. And it's amazing when you go into Shriners, his therapist, his occupational therapist, his, everybody there, his nurses, his social workers, they're so excited to see him because he does bring that dose of energy and And so it's kind of sad that he hasn't been on this recording very long because you didn't get a chance to experience a lot of that. You did in little bits and pieces today.
Yeah, it was very nice speaking to him before because I got to meet him, talk to him, and stuff.
Yeah, so tell me so is there a website? Like, how do people buy your hats?
So I have always been wanting to make an Etsy site, but I felt like it was too much for me to handle while getting treatment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what Little Smiles does is they will buy my hats and we give them out to people at the Ronald McDonald house in Delaware for free. And with the leftover stuff we have, they will take them to hospitals.
Yeah, we've taken them to. I sent your mom pictures of the kids at Shriners, like ear to ear grin. They were so excited. And then we didn't get pictures. A lot of times we can't get pictures.
Yeah.
We may be able to take them, but we can't share them unless they've signed waivers. So sometimes we don't get the pictures, but the kids were so excited about getting the hats yesterday. So you haven't given them to the nurses at Nemours?
Oh, I've made some for my physical therapists and occupational therapists.
What? And are there more people who you'd like to give them to at the hospital?
I feel like I would give one to my pediatrician because she's helped us get this medicine and stuff, because when we were having problems like getting my port, my mom called my pediatrician because everybody else was saying that I didn't need it, but my pediatrician was like, I think she needs it because she doesn't have to have this for the rest of her life. And I'm just very thankful for her because she's helped us a lot.
That's amazing. Well, hold that thought because we're going to play a prank on Jaden. Tell him that you're now the co-host of the podcast from now on.
Okay.
Just tell him you have to break some news to him. Okay? All right, Jaden. Welcome back, buddy.
I don't want to bust the bubble, but
So a lot has happened since you've been gone.
good prank.
What happened? Oh, you heard it. Oh, man.
It would have been good though after, but good prank.
I forgot that you could
She
hear
can
us.
take my spot. She can take my spot. Hey, I ain't mad. But definitely, I was like, Steve, I don't know if your mindset's on the right thing. But all right. Well, sorry about everything that's going on. I don't. Like Steve said, yeah. Like Steve said, I definitely have difficult times sometimes, but you gotta. I think it's the top one. No, the middle one.
Yeah, I think it's good. Just Jaden, you're on an email with Emma's mom.
Thank you.
And you're a good person for her to kind of have to be able to
communicate with me. I'm like I said, my goal in life is to make other people happy, and no matter what situation you're in, you could be the richest person in the world, but they still have problems. Like I just want to be a better human being to other human beings. So yeah, you could email me. I even have text. Text is good enough. I gotta learn my emails though. So I mean, if you want to challenge me, you can challenge me. But Steve could tell you, I literally will call Steve and be like, "Yo, I need
emails
this,
for boomers,
that."
Right? Emails for boomers. So
I would say emails are for the back generation. I'm in this Gen Z. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. They should create something, and maybe they already have, where we send an email and it converts it either to a text or WhatsApp or something to come through.
That would be so much easier.
I think that would be harder. I think that would be so difficult. At that point, you might as well just text.
I barely use my email.
But yeah, like he was saying also earlier, I am like a mayor at Shriners. I try to keep everybody on their toes. But yeah, I went there.
Oh, You are muted again. I am so sorry, Jaden. Oh man. I'm gonna send you back. All right. Sorry. I keep you hitting it just to see. I don't know what's happening. Technology is like a necessary evil. Sometimes it works and yeah, we need it, but it can be a disaster too. So
Yeah.
well, this was great. I really enjoyed getting
Yeah, I
to
really enjoyed talking to you guys.
yeah. So let's finish out. Let's what do you like besides knitting?
So I like ceramics since I go to art school. I do lots of clay, sculpture, and that type of stuff.
And did you play sports before this all
Um,
happened?
I did track before I couldn't walk anymore, and it was hard adjusting to not be able to do track. But the way I do kayaking with my dad now, because we live near a river,
Oh wow. What
we
river?
do it's the Schuylkill.
Oh, it's the Schuylkill. Oh, okay. I don't picture the Schuylkill going up towards Royersford, but
Yeah, we do 7 mile sometimes, so it's very fun. We haven't got to do any this summer, but we're hoping before school starts we can.
that's amazing. That's great. That's got to be you're gonna be jacked. Your upper body, right? You could
Yeah,
also, I mean, there are Olympic games where you can be in a wheelchair or and
yeah.
do
We
sprints.
were maybe thinking about doing wheelchair track with like the racing wheelchairs, but this summer I just wanted to have like a real summer.
Yeah, totally understand. Ceramics. Are you going to sell the ceramics on your site when you sell the catnap hats?
Right now I'm just making them for our friends and family and myself.
Okay. Can I know you have a capacity. You can't make an endless supply of the hats. So
Yeah.
I know Little Smiles is already earmarked to 20 a month.
Yeah.
Do you have capacity to make more, or with school coming up, that's enough?
Probably not with school and my treatments. I think 20 is a good amount. This month I'm running a little bit behind, but I'm going to try to catch up with that.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this. If people want a hat, because we're going to buy our 20, and we don't always give away all 20,
Yeah.
especially because it's some of the same kids who are
Yeah.
at Ronald McDonald House. If somebody does want a hat, they can email me at sgrandizio@littlesmiles.org, and we'll send them out a free hat.
Yeah, it'd be great.
A free Emma catnap hat, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else? You know what? I'm going to let Jaden in one more time.
Sound good?
You sound amazing. Let's get
It's
all your
amazing.
words out like in 5 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna try to say it all fast. So, once again, it was great to meet you before the mic cuts out again. I don't know what's going on. Usually doesn't do this. Another thing is just stay strong, stay positive, smile all the time, and you'll achieve goals in life. I'm definitely gonna grab one of those hats. I mark my word. I don't know if Steve
Yeah, we're
remember
swapping
me.
that hat out, Jaden. We're getting you. What do you want? Pink? You want green? What color
Oh,
do you want?
I love my pink. I gotta go
Yeah.
pink all day. So, but yeah, I don't know if Steve remembers, but I used to love hats while I was at Shriners and all that. I have thousands of hats, so let's make it 1,001. So I can get my grandma upset because she hates when I buy unnecessary items, but it's okay because I love her.
Well, we'll donate it to you. So we'll just send you a hat. Uh-oh. Jaden's calling one more time. All right. Well, Emma, this was awesome. Thank you for spending some time with us today. Really enjoyed hearing your story, and you are absolutely going to walk sooner rather than later. No doubt whatsoever. Keep the positive vibes going. Keep selling the hats. Let's make this thing into a little business And who knows, maybe at someday you could be making so much money that you just donate hats to Little Smiles.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a good rest of your summer, and right after Labor Day, school start.
Yeah.
7th grade.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. It's great seeing you, and hopefully I'll see you. Will I see you at Ronald McDonald House next month or this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, next week.
Yeah.
On Monday. Okay, cool. All right. Do you have the hats made or no?
They'll be finished by then.
Okay. All right. If they're not, it's not the end of the world. Don't stress. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.